giving information and taking it back and using it against you. After he gathered enough people that it was enough to cause a threat to David's kingdom. The Bible says that after a while he went back to David and he asked David for permission to go to the broad, and he asked for permission to go and worship God. He promised God that if the Lord brought him out, that he would come back to this place and worship him. And when David gave him permission, he took 600 soldiers with him, and people followed him and went with him that way. And it's so funny to me because I've seen it in so many different churches. Pastors and bishops and leaders place people in position, and then when they get good enough, then they start whispering and telling people, I'm going to have a Bible study at the house. Why don't you come by? So you know, half of your church has been divided, and they going somewhere else because somebody has got into your space and decided to take what God gave to you. Look at somebody and tell them, ask for me. What God has for me, it is for me. He took the people and he left and he went and he began to put plugs in their minds. And David knew and recognized that something was wrong. And then the Bible says that Absalom sent a private messenger and told the people in the north that when you hear the sound of the trumpet, everybody should start yelling that Absalom is now the king of Hebron. He is now the king of this area. When they heard the music and they began to worship and honor the fact that Absalom was now in charge, David knew in his mind that Absalom was coming to take over and take full and complete control of what God had given him. He told his leaders and magistrates and all of the other princes and priests in the area, he said, we got to get out of here. Because when Absalom comes, he's going to try to destroy everything that we've ever created or put into pretense. Now, this is the same David that they sing songs that Saul killed 1,000 and 10,000 was right. He's the same one that killed giants alive. He's the same one that fought a lion and a bear. He's the same one that killed people left and right. He killed their family, their cattle, sold their women, did everything he felt like he wanted to do. So there was never a point in time where we would even think that David was afraid of Absalom. But because he was his son, he didn't want to kill him. He didn't want to be responsible for having the blood on his hands for killing his son. So he decided, I'm going to take the high road and I'll leave instead of going into battle with my child. The first response that we learn and we recognize from David in this situation is that you have to have the proper response.
Right.
Yeah. When you're being faced by people and challenges that are coming against you and are causing you to challenge whether or not God is listening to you and whether or not God is there, you got to have the response that says, I'm going to trust God even when I can't trace him. I'm not going to feed into what you're talking about. I'm not going to stoop down to your level and cause myself to look as bad as you look, but I'll remain mature and heavenly seated and make sure that God is pleased with my response. That's why the church can't grow. Because our responses match the responses of the people on the outside. When we get mad, when they get mad, they cuss. When we get mad, we cuss. When they get depressed, they pick up a bottle. When we get depressed, we pick up 2 bottles. And you wonder why they don't want to tell you when you go to it. Because you're not the devil.
My God! Preach it.
Been telling churches past couple places that I've gone. One of the issues that I'm seeing is that we really can't put you notice we can't bring in new souls because we got too much crap in here. There's too many people concerned about what you're wearing and what you did before you got here, and then we nickel and dime and talking and nibbling and murking, and every time they ask for a feed offering, we got a complaint. Every time they ask you to do something for somebody else, you got a problem with it, and you're trying to figure out why nobody came to your rescue when you were down and out, and you don't want to help somebody else now that they're going through. And when the souls come in, they can see it loud and clear that there's confusion in that tent. I can't go back there. come to you yet. But what you does not realize is that the anointing flows from the head. Woo! When God touches the head, it'll hit you.
Oh, man.
You don't forgive them.
Cut him up.
If you give with an attitude, you might as well keep it because you will reap nothing. Sorry, I had him listen.
Man.
Back to my story.
This brother had a word to
Bible says David got all of his people together and he said, we're getting ready to go. We're getting ready to leave. Get ready to leave. We're getting ready to get out of here. We're getting ready to leave. He takes the soldiers, he takes the people that decided to follow him, and he left 10 of his wives at the palace to keep watch out for him. I think some part of David knew that God was going to do something. He was going to bring him back. So I leave these here to maintain and make sure everything is in order. So when I get back, y'all ain't saying nothing to me. Things will be the way I left them.
Right.
David exemplifies in this particular portion of the text, he shows us the mindset that we ought to have when we are going through these in-between stages. You know, this place, David, he describes and he explains it as a wilderness place. He explains it, he shows us that he is in a place, a deserted place, a desert place. He paints this picture here in Psalm 63 that would have you to believe that he was by himself. He said, I'm lonely, I'm desolate, there's a dry and thirsty place. He said, there's no water. He said, there's nothing here. I have nothing here. There is nothing in this place. But if you really realize and look at the story before reading this, you'll notice that David wasn't alone. It's amazing to me how you can feel lonely in a crowded place. It's something when you are surrounded by people and you still have this void that you're trying to fill. And we try to fill it with emotional music. We try to fill it with company. You try to have a boy or a girl to come and rub you on the back and tell you everything is going to be all right. We try to fill it with being around places, going into parties and clubs. But how many of you tonight can honestly testify and say there's nothing like being in the presence of the Lord? Nothing can fill an empty place like having God with me. Nothing feels better than being in the midst of the presence of God. David shows up here. He said, I'm in a lonely place. I'm in a desert place. I'm in this wilderness. There is no life. I'm thirsty. My soul is suffering to be in the presence of God. He knows that his enemy is his son, and his son is trying to kill him. He knows that the enemy is working against him, but he don't hear God's voice. There was a period of time when David and his soldiers went away to fight in a battle that they didn't fight and came back home to Ziklag, and their home had been burned to the ground, and their women and their children and their cattle had all been stolen. And David knows that he prayed and instantly got an answer. He prayed and asked, shall I pursue after this truth? And if I pursue, what's going to happen? And the Lord responded immediately and said, you shall pursue and without fail recover all.